What's up, y'all? This is Con Chung with another haircut tutorial. It's been a long time. We've been a little busy at the shop setting up, but now we're back with my friend Cruz, and today we're going to do a number 2 ball fade with guidelines for her. Why? Because that's his girlfriend and she wants to learn how to cut his hair. And you know me, I usually cut with no guidelines, but for her, we're going to show her how to cut hair with guidelines. Alright, so again, it's a number 2 ball fade. I'm taking down the top first and foremost with a number 2, and I'm using the Wahl's magic clips. It's a pretty strong clipper. Alright, remember to brush off your client as always. You know they're sitting there for about 30, 40 to an hour with hair all over their face. It's going to get a little uncomfortable. Keep them clean. Keep them comfortable. Alright, we're doing a mid-ball fade, so I usually start my guideline at about where the ear is. And I start where the ear is, and then I work it out towards the sideburn. Alright, it's just my own safety precaution. And then from there, I work it to the back of the head, halfway to the back of the head. Alright, because you don't want to go from one side all the way to the other, because you might end up taking that guideline up a little bit higher than you like. So you do it halfway, and then you do it again on the other side, same place about where the ear is, work it out to the sideburn, and then you take it to the back and you meet it in the middle. This way it helps prevent errors like the lines being off. Okay, like I said, if you go from one side to the other, your line can slightly start to go upward. Alright, now I'm just taking everything down, and these clippers are very strong. You know, I've used the Andis Fade Master for a while. I love those tools, but you know, it's something about these clippers that are super strong, and the battery life is very good on it. I do recommend it. The only thing I don't like is the guards. If they can improve that, they have the best clipper on the market. And now I'm using the Philips Norelco. I like to use this because it doesn't leave bald lines that are impossible to blend out. What I mean by that is some barbers use the 5-star shaver. It's a very strong machine, but it leaves a straight line that's almost impossible to blend out. Alright, now after I balled out the bottom, I'm going to make my first guideline with no guards, clipper all the way open, and I'm going up about an inch. Depending on how big the client's head is, I will make some adjustment, but for his head, I'm going about an inch high, alright, with every guard. Alright, just take it all the way around. With this, you don't have to worry about the lines being off too much because you already have the ball line to kind of level and eye everything out. After I do that, I put on the number 1 guard, and again is an inch up, and the number 1 guard is close. It's the number 1 close up about another inch. So right now you have the skin ball, the clipper no guard, and the number 1 guard, and then the number 2 guard on top. Alright, take that all the way around. Remember to be thorough with it. You know, keep your guidelines clean. Make sure you don't forget, you know, all the excess hair. So make sure you keep it thorough and brush it off so you can see what you're actually working with. Sometimes there's hair still stuck to the skin, and you're working with a false canvas. Alright, so make sure you brush them off so you see exactly what you're working with. Alright, now it's the magic clip all the way closed. Alright, and that should blend in. There should be no ball line left. Alright, so that should be able to blend in. And it's all the way close, and I'm going up about a quarter of an inch. Alright, so remember, the guideline was an inch wide. Now I'm going a quarter of an inch up. And every time I open the guard, I'm opening about a quarter of an inch. Right there, I open it about a quarter of the way, and I'm going up a quarter of an inch. Alright. In my opinion, the first the first guideline might be the most important guideline, because that's what's gonna show you the smoothness of your blend. So you want to do a good job on this first guideline. Alright, and it's the same thing, 1/4 inch up all the way around, and then you work it back, open up the guard, you keep repeating that step over and over. Alright, but the most important part to this guideline is at the very end. You open it up all the way. Remember when you first made the first guideline, it was all the way open. Well, now you're back to all the way open again, and you want to slightly move your guideline up a little bit into the 1 guideline. Alright, but the only difference is you're flicking out a little bit more than when you set the guideline. Alright, so that be by flicking it out, you make it easier for yourself to use this half guard right here to blend into the 1. Because if you were to stop underneath that guideline that you made, you'll see a dark line across the head. So at the very top of your guideline, you want to, again, open up your guard and flick it into the 1. By doing that, you allow this half guard to be to continue on with the flow of the blend. Alright, now that I work the half guard all the way up into the 1, you see the blend coming along. Alright, again, that guideline was the number 1 guideline. Where I'm at right now originally was the number 1 guideline. I'm back with the 1 guard, and the guard is all the way closed, and I'm flicking, I'm blending with it into the 2. If you were to start with your guards already slightly open, you're going to leave a dark spot all the way around the head. So you want to always start with the guards all the way closed. The only difference with setting the guideline and blending is that when you set the guideline, you're digging deep into the head to set the guideline, but when you're blending, you're lighter with the wrist, and you're flicking out more with the wrist. Alright, and again, it's the same step. All the way closed, flicking up all the way around the head. You open up about 1/4 inch, and then you go up about 1/4 inch. Alright, and I believe now I'm with the 1.5 guard. Alright, and the 1.5 guard should blend into the 2 guard easily. There should be no problem with that. Alright, the higher up you go on the fade, the lighter you want to be with your wrist motion. Alright, now I'm into the lineup. Again, in my opinion, the lineup is the most important part of a haircut. So you start right in the middle to set your starting point. Alright, that's your starting point. And then you look at the client's head and you decide what side of his head is higher, meaning what part of his hairline is above the other, and you want to go towards the hairline, the side that is higher. Alright, so that you can match the other side to that side. Alright, sounds a little confusing. Okay, start in the middle, set your starting point, boom, right in the middle, and right there I decided that his right side is higher than his left, so we're gonna go to his right. Alright, and you want to always stay face to face with your client. Alright, your hand is moving, your clippers are moving, but you're still face to face with him, because you always want to have the starting point in your vision. You know, you want to always see where your starting point is, and from there you can start tracing your lineup. Because if you start moving your head around, you're gonna lose your perspective. Alright, so always face to face with the client when you're lining them up. The only time you move is when you do the side of his lineup. Alright, again, to do the other side, you start again right back in the middle, boom, right where I started, and from there you slowly little dab all the way until you eyeball it and you see that it's even, and you just level from there. Don't move with the clipper, let the clipper move. Alright, and there it is, you guys, a quick little tutorial with guidelines. Love y'all, see y'all next time.